Hey everyone, Alessandro here, and you're watching the Look Ahead show here on Tony's Picks. This is where we break down tomorrow's action so you can stay one step ahead of the books. If you have a early line you love matchup edges, opening numbers, any type of angles that you're looking for before it's too late, then this is the right place. Stick around, join the chat, and become a part of this community here at Tony's Picks. Before we dive in, also here, give me a favor, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an episode here. 9 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. on the West Coast, 12 p.m. Eastern. We're pushing hard for this 100,000 subscribers here on Tony's Picks, over the 50,000 marker. So tap that subscribe button, tell a friend. It's a big milestone here. Help us join the big list here, 100,000 subscribers. All right, let's get into it here. This is Alessandro again. You're watching the Look Ahead show on Tony's Picks. We're going to get into a lot today. We got a big slate for Saturday. UFC we're going to get into, a little bit of NHLs. What else? A couple college basketballs. Obviously, the conference championship games. Yeah, a lot of action tomorrow. I'm ready to get into it. A big-time money-making Saturday. But without further ado, we're going to start here with the UFC. A fight that I was looking at here. Jalen Turner, Edson Barboza. You got Barboza here as the plus 275 to, I see now, plus 300 underdog here. And at the end of the day, yes, I know he's 39 years old, almost 40. Jalen Turner, the younger fighter, supposedly longer fighter. If you actually check the reach advantage, it's only 77 to 75. When it comes to flat out striking skills, no doubt about it, it's Edson Barboza. As far as the skill advantage, I think as long as he can keep this fight on the feet, he can definitely, eke out a decision, if not possibly finish Jalen Turner. A common opponent, Edson Barboza, beat a younger, more in-prime version of Dan Hooker. This was back in 2018, 2019. We all remember now what happened with Jalen Turner there in that fight with Dan Hooker. Again, this is a Dan Hooker, much not of the same elk than when Edson fought him. Just something to keep in mind. That's why I'm on the dog here. Starting you guys off with a big-time dog in the UFC. Edson Barboza here, plus 275. Love that fight. On to the next one. We got Maycee Barber and Karina Silva. It's actually plus 160 there, not plus 140 for Karina Silva. Maycee Barber, probably the more household name. You could say probably the more decorated, record, I guess. But since the knee injury, I have not been in love with, any performance Maycee Barber's had. She's on a 6-fight win streak, actually, but those 2 losses there, especially the Grasso fight, the Roxanne fight too, were really telling. And, I still have those in the back of my mind every time trying to back Maycee Barber. I'm not sure how she's going to look. At the end of the day, I think Karina Silva is also the bigger fighter, and we're catching some plus money here with her. My only worry is the output with Karina Silva. I think she has the, flashier moments in this fight to still, eke a decision out, because I do think this one probably goes the distance. But, Karina Silva also came into the UFC multiple submissions back to back to back. If this one goes to the ground, I actually think she has the advantage. Give me the plus money here with Karina Silva. I like that fight again a lot. 2 dogs to open up, a little Brazilian flavor too. 2 Brazilian dogs here. Edson Barboza, Karina Silva. On to the next, we got Chris Duncan and Terrence McKinney. This is going to be a little interesting fight. A lot of common opponents. Nazim Sadikov comes to mind. Quite a few common opponents these guys have. Let me pull it up just off the top of my head. Terrence McKinney, first off, as far as who's been knocked out like more, clearly Terrence McKinney, the only guy here to knock out Chris Duncan. Um, it's the Borslav KO that he had way back, and that's a common opponent because obviously McKinney's off of the Borshov victory where he submitted him. So I guess that's what has a little bit of people thumping on Terrence McKinney. At the end of the day, I've been calling him fraudulent since he got in the UFC. A couple flashy knockouts, don't get me wrong. He's a dangerous first-round fighter, but he's been caught by Rybovics. He's been caught by Bonfim, submitted by Sadikov, who's on this card, who we'll get into in a second. I don't know. Lost to Derek Minner. Yeah, I can on and on with him. I'm not the biggest Terrence McKinney guy. The 17-7 is a little bit padded too on the record. You look at Chris Duncan, the last fight coming off a war there to Mateusz Rebecki, who, let's just be honest, if Mateusz Rebecki and McKinney fought, that'd be a one-sided slacking. Rebecki's one of the baddest dudes in the 155 division. Yeah, he might be a win-one, lose-one type guy, but nobody wants to fight him, especially on like a short notice type situation. I like Chris Duncan to eat this fight out here, and it's, again, almost an even pick 'em fight, -110 Chris Duncan. Possibly knockout. I don't think this one goes the distance. Next fight, we got Nazim Sadikov, Faris Zayem. Not the biggest Faris Zayem fan. Again, these guys, common opponents of Terrence McKinney, Chris Duncan, and just a bunch of 55ers here on this card. I'm only going through a couple of these fights, not all of them as well. But ZM, I'm not really impressed with really any of the wins. Frivola, no, anytime I see Frivola on the record, I just don't even count that. Mike Davis isn't too bad of a win. It was a decision. Jai Herbert's not bad. I'm just not in love with the competition. I'm not in love with the ability to bite down on the mouthpiece with ZM. And at the end of the day, Sadikov, 11-1. He did have that draw there as well to Borshov, again, common opponent of all these guys. A Bonfim win as well. Anytime you win over one of the Bonfim brothers, I take that in high regards. Obviously, we already talked about he submitted Terrence McKinney. I think there's just a little bit better names on Sadikov's record. I think he has more ways to win via knockout or submission on the ground, whereas ZM is going to try to use the jab and keep Sadikov at bay. And if ZM doesn't really do anything impressive on the feet because Sadikov's, a lot of pressure coming forward, I don't know how ZM really wins rounds. Yeah, give me this right here. Nazim Sadikov at the +145 price. I like that one a lot as well. All right. On to the next fight here. Another interesting fight. We got Henry Cejudo and Peyton Talbot. Peyton Talbot, the high hot shot prospect a lot of people are high on here. No. I remember fading him there with Ronnie Barcelos. That was a nice, +900 money line winner there back in the day. That's about a year now. But I've been knowing Talbot, he's more pole dancer than he is fighter. Yes, look it up. Peyton Talbot pole dancing. I don't know. This is Henry Cejudo's last hurrah. This is Olympic gold medal wrestling. I thought he looked in pretty solid shape actually at the weigh-ins. He looks strong. Looks like he's been lifting. Again, this is his retirement fight. A legend of the sport, a double champ of the sport. I think he goes out on top, and you're getting +210 money with Henry Cejudo in his last go-round. Call him the king of cringe all you want, but he'll be the king of cashing me some underdog money tomorrow night. I'm very excited about that one. He goes out on top. And then here, co-main event, we got Alexandre Pantoja, Joshua Van. Again, Pantoja's kind of had a stranglehold on this flyweight division now. Just trying to pick together opponents for him. And Joshua Van has been springboarded up these rankings. Don't get me wrong, some impressive victories. An impressive boxer in the UFC, this Joshua Van kid. I just think Pantoja works his way through that boxing, the experience, his belt on the line at the end of the day. I think he gets a couple takedowns around second to third round. He feels out Joshua Van early on the feet, see what he brings. And then, yes, eventually I think he works his way even to a submission. I like to buy this minus 250 price of Pantoja, right, down to the plus 125, because I think the path to victory, it's a little public, is him taking him down via sub. And, Joshua Van is not known for any grappling. So that's the way I look at that one. Pantoja by sub, buy it down plus 125. And when we got the main event here, Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr Yan. This one is I hope it's better than the first one. Let me put it that way. 50-45 domination by Dvalishvili. 11 takedowns in that fight. We know that's what Merab is going to do every single fight. Very easy game plan to prepare for, but you still can't stop it. Merab, he doesn't need to worry about what the other opponent is going to do. He's just worried about getting this fight to the ground. And I don't know. I think Petr Yan is going to eventually stop some of these takedowns and make this fight stay on the feet, where it's going to be very interesting, because Yan is just a savant on the feet when it comes to boxing, when it comes to how he pulls his head, moves his head off the center line. Levels above what Merab can do on the feet. I think that if it's the most interesting aspect of this fight is if Yan can actually stop these takedowns. Everybody knows this. Yan can pick him apart on the feet. I think Jan's not going to go out like no, if you catch my drift. And 80 significant strikes at plus 100. I saw a minus 115 for the 70 significant strikes. That's basically just backing Yan to at least land some stuff, man. Even if he's up against the cage, elbows up against the fence, those type of strikes, just hit him. Just hit Merab as much as possible. You don't even need the plus 340 price there. Obviously, it's nice there if Yan can get the win. But again, I like the significant strikes prop with Petr Yan. And what I expect to be a much more competitive fight this time out. On to the next one. We got Avalanche, Rangers. Rangers here plus 145. I said it last look ahead show. The Islanders are going to lose to the Avalanche, and then this would be the spot that the Rangers get a win and put Avalanche back down to earth. But nope, the Islanders were the one that got the win, their first game of this New York road trip for Colorado. Well, guess what? I'll go right back on my word. I think the Rangers can do it as well. They're playing good hockey. A couple wins here strung together against the Stars and, scoring some goals there against the Senators. I think, they go toe-to-toe here with the Avalanche. At this point, the Avalanche are one of those teams that they're going to get everybody's best shot every single night. Give me the home team here. Rangers at the plus price. Rangers plus 145 there. And then another one here, Blue Jackets and Panthers. About ready to call Panthers a little fraudulent. Just because of the price you have to bet on them at consistently, I don't think it's worth it laying minus 170 with them night in, night out when they're going to lose a couple of these and give out that plus 150 price. And, the Blue Jackets, they're fresh off that performance against the Red Wings. I think they can, come in here and beat the defending champs. Again, they're another team that, gets everybody's best shot night in, night out. I like the Blue Jackets here, plus the 145 price, just off the value alone. Don't want to be laying these big, stagnant numbers with Florida long-term. I don't think that team repeats at the end of the day. A lot of hockey they've had to play. Devils, Bruins here, next game. This one, again, it's been system play at this point, fading the Devils. That worked out for us last night tonight. Talking about Friday, though, or Saturday, excuse me. But Vegas beating New Jersey. We were on Vegas there. We've been fading the Devils here. They're on a 4-7 run since Jack Hughes has been out of the lineup. I'm not scared to go right now, rush right back to the Bruins here, minus 105, who've been playing some solid hockey as well. They cashed us out the other night there with the 5-2 victory some plus money they got there against the Blues. Strange line, we thought that one was. And I feel like another strange line. This would be Devils' 5th straight loss. Give me the Bruins. I think the Bruins keep this Devils funk going. Give me the Bruins here, minus 105. A couple more hockey games here for you guys. Canadians and the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs starting to pick it back up. Everybody's starting to come back aboard, getting healthier. Maybe not going to play 50-50 hockey from here on out. Canadians, on the other hand, just not looking like that same playoff type team last year. Give me the Maple Leafs here. I'll be quick with this one, minus 135. Obviously not rushing to the window ever back in those Maple Leafs. They've burned me plenty of times in the past. But I think we go to them here tonight. Maple Leafs, minus 135. We got the Islanders and the Lightning here. Islanders, plus 160 dogs, obviously coming off that big-time win against the Avalanche. Are we going to just think they come here 2 in a row, travel spot as well? I don't like it at all. I'm going to go here. Shout out El Ninos here. Lightning minus 1 on a minus 125, I think, is the move in this game here with the Islanders. I just think it's a massive letdown spot, travel spot against a Lightning team that, good goalkeeping. Kucherov in the lineup, I'll back them here. Give me the Lightning minus 1 on the minus 125. We got Blues, Senators. We were just talking about the Senators there, kind of that ugly performance there against the Rangers, and really haven't been playing the greatest of hockey. I've been trying to find unders with them. It hasn't been working out. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep chasing unders. I'm going to eventually hope the goalkeeping turns around, and I think a team like the Blues, one of the worst teams right now in hockey out the gate, I think they can hold the Blues here under 2.5 goals in what I expect to be an under-type game. Again, not a game I'm rushing to the window to bet, but I'll give that prop out because I think that one's live. The over 2.5 is minus 120 if you want to fade that. So go for it. Have fun. Blues struggling to score. Senators are just straight due to have a great goalkeeping performance and really win a game. It might be a 4-1. They might have the offense there to show for it too. Blues under 2.5 goals. Next game, we got Blackhawks, Kings. Blackhawks got us paid there last time out. Fading the Kings at home. Again, system-type play here. Kings do the better hockey on the road. 9-2 out the gate so far on the road this year. At home, struggling. Lost the time out against these Blackhawks. Blackhawks playing some good hockey. Plus 180. It's way too much value. Running to the window on this one. Blackhawks plus the 180 price. We got Wild, Canucks. We'll see if this game ended before I even mention anything. It did. A lot of people were on the Canucks thinking Canuck dance time, huh? Ooh, rough. We gave out the Mammoth. That's all I got to say. Not a fan of the Canucks. I said long-term, you'd look back and say, why'd I take the Canucks in that spot when the Mammoth were essentially a possible playoff team? Later on in the year, that price would be a complete steal. That's how I look at some of those games sometimes. At the end of the day, I'm not rushing to the window again to back the Canucks. I'll fade them from here on. Wild got us paid the other night there against the Oilers. Kind of have a solid read on this team. All sorts of props. I like the Kaprizov props have been money this year when we pick our spots. Matt Boldy. Yeah, give me the Minnesota Wild here at minus 135. Now, that's all of the hockey here. Final game that was. We're going to move on over to some of these conference championship games. A big-time college football weekend here for some playoff implications, or maybe not. We'll get into it here. Like and subscribe, by the way, guys. Banging through this video. The Look Ahead Show here. Again, this is Alessandro for the Look Ahead Show, guys. 12 p.m. on the East Coast, 9 p.m. Western Time. Like and subscribe. All right, guys. Miami, Ohio here. Western Michigan. We got a total of 43.5 in this one. Miami, Ohio had to go through several quarterbacks this year. It's been the Hayden Hessen having to go through, and then obviously DeQuan Finn left the program, and now they're going with this new kid whose name escapes me live. I'm pulling it up right now. Give me a second. He's only had 2 starts. This kid, one second. Gutowski. Impressive, 4 touchdown passes, 0 picks, only completing 53% of his passes. I struggle getting there with Miami, Ohio here. With Finn in the lineup, okay, yeah, and the way this defense can play. Again, Miami, Ohio is known for this defense. They've been the defensive juggernaut of this MAC conference. But Western Michigan's kind of the new kids on the block. I like this quarterback, Lowry, able to run with him, and then a couple solid running backs as well. They're heavy run, kind of plays into an under in this game. But at the end of the day, I think it's the quarterback situation that gets me off of Miami, Ohio. Again, the coach there from Miami, Ohio has had this program atop the MAC for a while now. I get why the line's tight. They're trusting really the culture of the Miami, Ohio program. But I think there's the new kids on the block. We already cashed with the new kids on the block type play here with Kennesaw State because, Jacksonville State's been dominating that conference. We got the outright win there with Kennesaw State. They were the favorite, 130 on the money line. But again, similar type line here with Western Michigan. They're the favorite. Yeah, new kids on the block. Western Michigan minus 125. They become conference champs. Next game here, we got a little bit of a rematch. This game played earlier in the year. It was a 29-7 drumming Texas Tech. And, of course, they're laying the 12.5 here for the Big 12 championship. This one played out in Jerry's World. Expecting a lot of Texas Tech fans in this one support their hometown team or a home state team. At the end of the day, the young freshman quarterback, Bachmeier, he's done some things most freshman quarterbacks don't do. But I think, he did struggle against Texas Tech. The offense, again, only 7 points that game. I can't get behind wanting to back this BYU offense, who's basically a run-heavy, quarterback-heavy run type approach. And it's very, predictable. I think Texas Tech had easy success against it last time. And, okay, let's say you want to go through the air. This Texas Tech defense is the top 20 defense through the air. Obviously, the big-time player in the middle, Jacob Rodriguez. Could he get another interception, another Heisman moment, and possibly get him a little invitation to New York? I think everything points to Texas Tech. They don't want to put 2 Big 12 teams in this playoff. Big Texas Tech win. They roll here, minus 12.5. And, yeah, if you want to find it, not a lot of books offer it. Some do here. Jacob Rodriguez interception. Not a lot of books offer defensive players, but I've seen it sometimes. And then if not, then find the Bear Bachmeier interception. Those are 2 live props there. And then, yes, of course, I like Texas Tech in that game. All right. We got UGA, Alabama, big-time SEC showdown, another rematch. Obviously, Alabama got the first one done here and have been dominating 8 of the last 9 years here against Georgia. It's been Alabama's way. Nick Saban has now passed the torch over to Kalen DeBoer, and he's filled his shoes quite nicely. Has his team sitting in the SEC championship and a chance to win the conference title in his second year. You can't complain. This one I don't think matters when it comes to playoff implications. Obviously, whoever wins this game is going to get the bye and be one of the first 4 seeds. So, yeah, that's something to play for. And everybody wants to be the conference champs. I just don't think Georgia has it this year, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I'm not impressed with what they've done. They hung around. They let Florida hang around. That's just inexcusable with the type of roster that they have and the type of recruiting that Kirby Smart's pulled through. But if you look, they're starting to trend in the wrong direction. They lost a big-time recruit. Jared Curtis is now signing with Vanderbilt. It seems like the trend of Georgia dominating the SEC is starting to finally, and now in this NIL era, I don't know. I think Alabama finds their way to still, be atop the SEC. They've always been NIL era, Bear Bryant era. It doesn't matter which era. Alabama's always been a blue blood type program. UGA's an on and off, maybe when Herschel Walker was there, and then this recent Kirby Smart era. But a couple years under Rick with Stafford, but I'm telling you, give me the blue blood here. Alabama +2. And then I like this. Give me Ryan Williams at almost +200. Okay, yes, I get it. He didn't have the insane freshman year, his sophomore season, but I mean, he's going to be impossible to cover in this game. Maybe he does a little bit of what he did in last year's game. We all remember that big time play he made. Give me a Ryan Williams +200 anytime touchdown. All right, another big time showdown here. Ohio State, Indiana. This one here, I like the total in this one, and I do have a pick. Go scoop that up on the site. Again, link in the description here. All of our best picks on Tony'sPicks.com. So yes, click that link in the description and check out all the picks we have, all the content we have on the website, and like and subscribe. That's all I got to say. Like and subscribe. We'll get more content out to you guys. And yes, always subscribe, join this Tony's Picks family. We continue to grow. We continue to put out content for you guys. Now with this Indiana-Ohio State game, again, I was telling you guys I like the over. I think a 34-20 obviously gets us over this total, but I think that's the type of game we're looking at. Carnell Tate on the outside, Jeremiah Smith, those props. I like the wide receivers of Surratt from Indiana. I think you'll be seeing his name on Sundays as well. Three-headed monster as well out of this Indiana backfield. Kind of tough to choose props when you got those three guys, but I expect them to have a little bit of success moving the ball. Again, it's hard to want to choose an over with the Ohio State defense on the other side, but I think, Ohio State may be doing the heavy lifting. I think, again, Ryan Day out-coaches Curt Cignetti in this one. Would not surprise me at all. Who's been in these type games before? Obviously, the experience advantage goes to Ohio State. Maybe Mendoza has the more college experience as a quarterback, but again, I could argue Ohio State is the better system for the quarterback, and Julian Sayin has just walked right in here and dominated as a redshirt freshman. I think you can only look Ohio State's way in this one. I think they're clearly the best team in all of college football right now. Could somebody upset them in the playoffs? Absolutely. I just don't think it's here against Indiana, a team that, they dominated the last time they played them. Granted, it was with Will Howard at quarterback. But, big-time linebackers on this defense. Again, I'm telling you guys to get over. It might be a 42-14 over Ohio State because, again, this is also me telling you Ohio State. But I'm just telling you why I don't chase the under there because of the Ohio State defense. But just to talk about their defense a little bit, this Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, those two guys, special linebackers. You don't see this often. Two guys like that, they're on a defense leading the team in tackles. Again, they're projected to go first round. Both of these guys, 6'4", 6'5", able to play the Mike linebacker or rush off the edge. Special players there in the middle of this Ohio State defense. And that's why I like Ohio State. But again, I still like the total to go over. I think just the offense of Julian Sayin, Bo Jackson at the running back position, plenty of weapons on this Ohio State team. And, Indiana needs 14, 17 points to help us pitch in on this one. All right, that's how I broke down that Ohio State game. Now, this next game here, Duke, Virginia, and what's an ugly ACC game. I'll just be quite clear. I don't think an ACC team should get an outright bid this year. But, they're probably going to get, especially if a Virginia wins. Duke wins. This one gets messy. Miami might get in now. A lot of craziness. Duke kind of playing with nothing to lose because, if they win this game, it's not like they're going to go to the playoff. This is their Super Bowl, so to speak. Virginia playing tight. They just need to win this one and they're in. But the -4, I think they could easily cover. I think the offense is clearly this one is an offensive type game. The high total, Duke and Virginia known to put up 40-plus points. These two quarterbacks have had quite the years. Mensah there especially. Yeah, I don't know. I like the over 57 mainly in this game. I can't blame anybody wanting to get on to Duke, and I can't blame anybody wanting to get on to Virginia. There's cases for both, but I do like points in this one for sure. Over 57.5, Duke, Virginia. Now we'll move on to some college basketball. I'm going to be a little wimpy in this first one. Duke, Michigan State. Man, what a showdown we have here on Saturday in college basketball. Duke, obviously highly touted. The Boozer twins have come out the gate looking strong. They didn't cover last time against those Florida Gators. They were 9-point favorites or such, 7-point favorites. That line was kind of bouncing around, but only won by 1 point there. But before that, they were basically dominating everybody. 7-2 ATS this year, still undefeated. Looking like a powerhouse Final Four type team. But you could say Michigan State's been playing just as well. Anybody that's a watcher of this channel knows I've been on the Jeremy Fears assist props, probably the best true point guard in the nation right now, averaging almost 11 assists a game, this kid. I just think we see plenty of offense. I get it. Duke and Florida kind of played a slow snails-like pace, but that was a more big, dominated, oriented type game. And this one, may very well be still plenty of talent here with the bigs between both of these squads. But again, I will go back to Jeremy Fears, the pace that he'll push up the floor. He'll pick and choose his spots when to push it, when to slow it down in half court. I like the over at the end of the day. It's very, very low total at 139. I think both teams easily can get into the 70s. And this one, again, a tight contested ball game. It would not surprise me to see overtime in this game. Give me the over 139.5 there between Duke and Michigan State. And we can just sit back, eat some popcorn, and root on some points in that one. All right. I'm going to take a similar strategy in this one. Iowa State, Purdue. Iowa State, averaging almost 80-plus points a game, 85-plus points a game. So you look at Purdue, almost the same. Braden Smith, clearly, again, one of the best point guards in the nation. We were just talking about Jeremy Fears. This is another kid who, averaging 10 assists per game for the rest of the season could break the all-time single-season assist, or not single-season, career assist record, big-time record he could break. Again, that's why I like the over in this one. He has plenty of weapons. Kaufman, Wren down low as well to work it out with. The versatile forward. I didn't even mention all the pieces on Iowa State side and the kind of juggernaut they've looked like so far out the gate. I'm just going to be a wimp here as well and just root the over on. Woo! Plenty of points in those two first college basketball matchups here. And this one, I do have a clear side I'll back. No way I'll back Tennessee, especially after laying an egg there against a Syracuse squad who no way I'm high on Syracuse. I don't know if Whiskers is in the chat. I'll get to the chat here at the end of the show. But big red flag. I'm not high on Syracuse. They're a terrible shooting team, that team is, even from the free throw line. And for Tennessee to not win that as 7-point dog is a big red flag. There's been other, things I don't like about it. A lot of turnover on this Tennessee squad. Illinois, meanwhile, plenty of talent they've brought in. Clearly, the Tommy Slav, those bigs there that they have, the European presence here on this Illinois squad is massive, and I think wrong team's favorite here. Give me Illinois plus the 2.5 in this one. All right, we got one more college basketball game, and then I'll get into the chat. We're not going to break down the NBA. No betting allowed on Saturdays, guys. That's not always going to be like that. We just have a special pay-per-view UFC card that I had to get into. I had to give you guys some look-ahead picks on this. We're running, almost 40 minutes on this. But again, anybody watching, like and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Show some love as well in the comment section. Comment on the video here, not just in the chat. Appreciate everybody here watching. Final game, we got Auburn, Arizona, and I'll be quick with this. We faded Auburn there with Houston. They covered. We faded Auburn there with NC State. They covered. Now we're catching 8.5 points with an Arizona squad who, again, is freshman Koa Pete, and now you're looking at a bunch of other pieces that are obviously, highly touted as well, but I don't like that their main cog is that there's other pieces. I don't want to say he's the main cog, but I'm expecting Auburn to get rid of Koa Pete, not let him take over this game. Plenty of size on the Auburn side. Obviously, Pearl's brought his son in to fill over, and a lot of, question marks about that. I don't get the 8+ points that you're catching with them here. I'll go to Auburn. I will go to Auburn. Plus 8.5 here. A dog to end the night in college basketball for you guys. Let's check out this chat here. Who's all in the chat? Oh, we do have a Whiskers in the chat. We do have a Whiskers. A plus 160 chick fight is wild. I mean, I know you're talking about Karine Silva. We gotta touch that plus money there with Macy. Fade Macy Barber until eternity. That's all I got to say, Whiskers. And then Whiskers again in the chat talking about Dana wants Cejudo gone. He is going to be gone. He said this is his last fight. He's wanting to end on top. Plain and simple, this is the type of guy that has the mental fortitude to win an Olympic gold. I know everybody's cringing at it, but he's the type of guy that go out and wrestle with this Peyton Talbot, who, again, got out-wrestled by Aroni Barcelos. Please, there's cases for Cejudo, and, again, you're getting plus 200 on this thing. I'll take Henry Cejudo there, Whiskers. Come on. Blackhawks making the playoffs. They've been playing amazing, and, Bedard has been making me some money on these props. What can I say? Tech. Have no idea what he's talking about. Jacksonville's shout out Southpaw, by the way. Southpaw in the chat. We got some fights here that we're talking about. Jacksonville State had the win. They blew 4. Oh, I know. That was a crazy one. I saw it was 15-12. I had to start getting ready for the show, doing prep. Crazy finish. Yeah, I know. Lucky to pull that one out. Southpaw. And then Ohio could lose. Whiskers, I'm not actually going to argue with you on that. I do like Ohio State. I think they could run the table, go undefeated, hold 9 yards. But if they lose this game, I think they catch Indiana in the playoffs again, and they just rewrite their wrong. They'll go one loss, win the national championship. They're probably my favorite to win it. If not, it'll be one of these SEC teams. I just don't like Georgia. I don't like Georgia. That's all I got to say. And I think somebody might catch Bama, because Bama, to lose to FSU is just still a red flag. Somebody will match up well with Bama and eventually probably get rid of them. And then all these other 2-loss type straggler teams they're not for real. I think it's Indiana's live, Ohio's live, and probably Alabama's live. I don't think Oregon's live. I can go on a massive Dante Moore rant, but I'm trying to get off. But yes, again, guys, check out what we have on the site, Tony'sPicks.com. Click the link in the description. We had a massive day. It was 6-3 last I checked. I think we went 7-4. I think we went 1-1 to finish the night. But again, a 7-4 day. A lot of volume today. A lot of volume Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's hard not to. Again, on Monday through Thursday, it's about 1 to 3 plays a day. A lot of the long-term subscribers that are on the site here for me have been, happy with the last 30 days. We're up. Nothing too bad to complain about. We've had better months, clearly. I've given out some of the picks here that, only my long-term weekly pass and month pass type people can get. I didn't give them all out. So, again, hop on the long-term passes. 7 days, 30 days, plenty of value. It's much better than getting my one-day single packs. Yes, I do have plenty of UFC single packs for these fights. I have a Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira single pack, a Vittori Ferreira single pack. What else do I have? I have the Barking Dog of the Day. That fight I did not touch on, by the way. I might have actually. play some shenanigans with you guys. But that's it, guys. That's the show. Look ahead for tomorrow, Saturday, December 6th. Super excited for the card, man. Let's make it a winning day. And, of course, check out what we got on Tony'sPicks.com and make tomorrow a winning day. Peace.